So we've got to deal with these things that come against us when we are trying to press forward. We've got to deal with the recurring instances. They keep showing up. There is really nothing new. The only thing that we have to do is learn the lesson so we can get the blessing. That's the thing that I always, and it feels like I have to say this almost every single day. God, teach me the lesson so I can get the blessing. We don't want to quit before we quit. If we're going to quit, we'll quit when we quit, but we're not going to quit before we quit. We're not going to give up on ourselves before it's over. We're going to continue to press forward. We're going to continue to do the things that are necessary to accomplish the goals that we see for ourselves, that we dream for ourselves, that we believe for ourselves, that we've told to other people, that our children are believing for us, that our friends and family members are believing for us. We're going to keep on moving. And so as we think about all of the things that I've talked about previously, I talked about finances, I talked about faith, I talked about friendships, I talked about food, I talked about family. We've got to deal with fitness. Yeah, we got to deal with that F. We've got to get our bodies moving. And we've got to figure out ways that we can do that. Is that a walk in your neighborhood? If your neighborhood is not safe, is that an inexpensive treadmill that you can buy and plant in front of the TV so you can kill two birds with one stone? I have been saying I was going to get on the treadmill and watch my favorite TV shows for the longest. And I don't have time for either. So I don't have time for the TV shows, which means I don't get on the treadmill. But I've got to figure out how to reverse that. Unfortunately, I have experienced a great loss. And what that great loss is doing for me, it is reconnecting me with my love of dance. So perhaps that's going to be an African dance class. Perhaps that's going to be step aerobics. I love, love, love step aerobics. I love, stepping on that machine to some hip hop music and just going and going and going. But we've got to figure out the fitness piece of it. Now, I want to take a walk with my husband early in the morning, but I get up early. He gets up late. By the time he gets up, let me tell you, I'm like the army. I get before 9 a.m. I've worked harder than most people work all day. He's been sleeping that whole time. So if he wants to get up maybe around 5:30 or 6 and take a walk, I think I could do that. But if not, by 9, 10 o'clock, I'm in my day doing my thing. But maybe we're going to commit to do it in the afternoon. I love the evening right when the sun is about to set. So fitness is what we have to have. We've got to keep our heart moving. We've got to keep our limbs limber. We've got to keep our muscles strong. We've got to give our lungs the ability to expand and collapse and take in the proper air. We've got to get in our vitamin D. My vitamin D was down to, I think, a 5, some crazy number. And in a matter of 90 days, I got it up to 29. I still had some work to do, but it's focusing on that and paying attention. A very good friend of mine was hospitalized, dealing with some emergencies. She said her doctor sat down and looked at her and said, listen, I want you to deal with these emergencies in the pre-emergency phase. In other words, let's deal with your health before it becomes an emergency. I often say the longer you take to manage a difficult problem, the more tough it becomes to manage. So if we don't start to address this now, and I'm talking to myself as well, then we are going to have to address it one way or the other. The difference will be the level of difficulty with which we have to address that thing. So we've got to deal with fitness. We've got to deal with feelings. How are you feeling? You're talking about we don't want to quit before we quit, but we've also got to address those emotions and validate them. Some of us are angry. We're angry because we've lost loved ones. We're angry because we've not gotten a promotion on the job. We're angry because we just feel like life hasn't treated us well. Some of us are depressed. Some of us are, don't know what we are. We just know that when we get up every day, we're just going through the motions. Some of us are envious. Deal with that. If you are envious of someone and you're envious of someone, if you look at something that somebody else has and you wish it was you, you look at what somebody else has and you start to feel ill towards them, or you start to feel bad for yourself. Let me tell you something. Every time I see someone doing great, that lets me know that God is in the neighborhood. If he's blessing my neighbor, that means he's in the neighborhood. He can do it for me too. So I've always had the theme and I've always had the motto, if you can't beat them, join them. As a matter of fact, I'm not trying to beat you because you're great at that thing. But what can I do? How can I fit in? Can I carry your bags? Can I be a part of it? What I'm trying to say is rather than feel a certain type of way, that is not in the best interest of your energy about a situation, make a decision to learn from it. Make a decision to grow from it. Make a decision to heal from it. I had another conversation with a good friend, and she was so upset about something that was going on. And the first thing I said is, okay, first we got to deal with the fact that you're upset. Okay, why are you so angry about this? Now, once we got past that, then we addressed the thing, and it was out of order. But the truth is, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond. And how you respond is going to dictate what those feelings are like. And if you're going to stay in the game, if you are not going to quit before you quit, then you're going to need to feel good. Even if you have to tell yourself every step of the way, I am good, I am whole, I am healthy, I am alive, I am well, I am smiling, even though I don't feel like it. If we have to tell ourselves that, then that's what we are going to do. And all of this, you're not going to quit before you quit. You're going to keep on going. You're going to keep on moving. You're going to keep on breathing. You're going to keep on believing. You're going to keep on having that faith, because all of us are after the freedom to give, freedom to love, freedom to be at peace, freedom to have joy, freedom to have harmony, freedom to travel, freedom to vacation, freedom to work, freedom not to work. That's what we're after, freedom. But let me tell you something, freedom is not free. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you your old thinking. It's going to cost you your old habits. It's going to cost you your old processes. What got you there isn't going to get you over there. What got you here isn't going to get you to the next level. So don't quit before you quit. Don't give up on yourself. Don't throw the towel in. It's not over until whoever sings. Les Brown says, it's not over until you win. If you can look up, you can get up. Now, if you need some help getting up, I want you to go to AskLynn.org. I want you to do that. And just don't quit. Don't quit before you quit. I'm so happy you're here. I know what it's like to be sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of trying to figure this money thing out. You see, I was born and raised in Chicago. My grandmother was 75 years old, cleaning homes for wealthy people, putting me through college. And I went to college and made every possible mistake that you could. I got too many credit cards. I entered my adult life with bad credit, getting my furniture from Rent-A-Center. Fast forward, I became very successful, married, 3 children, making lots of money, but I was still living a lie. You see, I was living check to Monday. Check to check is a blessing. That means you get paid on Friday and by the next payday you're broke. But check to Monday is an entirely different game. You get paid on Friday, you kick it on the weekend, you pay on your past 2 bills, and by Monday you're broke. And I was living that lifestyle, making $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $90,000 a month. Not a year, a month. So I spend my life helping people understand this. More money doesn't solve a money problem. If it did, millionaires would not go bankrupt. So if more money doesn't solve a money problem, what does? Building generational wealth. I want to invite you to a session that I believe is going to change your life. You see, it's not about getting the next raise. It's not even about getting the next stream of income, because the more money you make, the more the IRS will take. So you have to learn all the principles of building wealth. And I want to teach you how we can move beyond living check to Monday. I want you to understand what it's going to take for you to build wealth for you and your family, not just for the time that you're living, but for generations to come. It can be done. Others have done it. Any industry where we enter, we dominate. We dominate sports. We dominate entertainment. We dominate politics. We dominate the medical field. We dominate, but we have not dominated wealth. And I want you to join me on this path to becoming a wealth builder. If you sign up right now below and join me for this webinar, I promise you, your life will change forever. This is the Millionaires Roundtable. I'm your host, Lynn Richardson. We are creating millionaires, one family at a time, one day at a time, $1 at a time, one dime at a time. And that means you.